History of Buddhism and Buddhist philosophy. In this series of lecture, what I am initiating today, I would give an introduction about how this religion started, who started this religion, how this religion became a world religion, and what is the state of this religion in today's world. Statistics available at hand suggest that Buddhism as a religion is practiced by an estimated of 535 million people as of 2010, representing 10% of the total world population. Buddhism is a major religion in China, Japan, Taiwan, Thailand, Cambodia, Myanmar, Vietnam, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Laos, Mongolia, Singapore, Malaysia, South Korea, and many other countries. Most followers of Buddhism across the world have very little knowledge about the history of this religion, the place of its origin, the spread of this religion, the basic philosophy of this religion. But everyone knows that Buddhism was founded by Gautam Buddha. The history of Buddhism is characterized by the development of several movements, schism, schools, and numerous other traditions. But before we discuss Buddhism as a world religion, it is necessary to focus on its founder, his life, his teaching, the society at large at that time, and the causes that contributed for the spread of this religion across the world. It is an accepted fact that Buddhism as a religion owes its origin to the teachings of Buddha. Buddha was a historical character. Though there has been numerous traditional stories about Buddha, yet there has been no consensus amongst the scholars on the exact date of Gautam Buddha's birth, yet he is believed to have lived before 6th century and 4th century BC, before Christ. While Buddhist traditions place Buddha anywhere between 2422 BC to 290 BC, Ceylonese sources from Sri Lanka, Ceylonese sources place Buddha in 487 to 486 BC, while scholars place Buddha somewhere in 368 BC. Based on all the information we are having at our hand, we cannot possibly assign any exact date for Buddha. However, what seems certain is that Buddha died approximately at the age of 80, sometime between 410 to 370 BC. We do not have any clarity, or the scholars, they do not agree on the exact date of Buddha's birth. However, in 1988, a symposium was held on the title, The Dating of the Historical Buddha. It was held in Göttingen, Germany, and the symposium suggested a date ranging from 486 BC to 261 BC for the decease of Buddha. Buddha was born as Siddhartha Gautam in the Sakya clan in a small republic of the same age, in the same name. He was born in the city of Kapilavastu at Lumbini to Shuddhadan and Mayadevi as the parents. Shuddhadan is often described as the king of Kapilavastu, though we are often told Sakya was a republic. In all probability, Shuddhadan was a sort of prominent leader, often believed to be the king. There are many stories relating to the birth of Siddhartha Gautam, and these stories perhaps were meant to put Buddha at a higher pedestal, or rather to elevate him from a human being to the status of God. Siddhartha's mother was Mayadevi. It is said that Mayadevi once dreamt of a white elephant entering her womb. And about 10 months after this dream, she delivered a baby. It was a baby boy, and this baby boy was delivered when Mayadevi was going to his father's house, going to her father's house. And near a park in Kapilavastu, known as Lumbini, it was on a full moon day, and Mayadevi delivered the baby. The baby, after he was born, immediately stood up and started walking 7 steps ahead of him. At every step he was taking, a lotus flower appeared on the ground. At the 7th stride, the baby stopped and said loudly, "I am chief of the world. Eldest am I in this world. Foremost am I in the world. This is the last birth. There is no more coming to be." These are the words the boy was supposed to have told immediately after birth and taking 7 strides forward. Another tradition says that Gautam the Siddhartha was predicted to be either a great king or to be a great ascetic. His father, Shuddhadan, in order to prevent him from becoming an ascetic, tried his best to shield him from all possible spiritual contact and influences by keeping him with utmost luxury. Though it didn't work out in the latter stage, but Shuddhadan tried to provide all comfort to his son Siddhartha by providing all the material comforts. Shuddhadan built 3 palaces for 3 different seasons so that the prince doesn't feel any discomfort. When he was 16 years old, he was given marriage to one of the most beautiful ladies whose name was Yashoda. But despite all this, even within the comforts, this boy was still drawn into philosophical and contemplative thinking whenever he was getting some time. Now, during this period, Siddhartha had 4 strange experiences. He was staying in all comfort, he was staying in the palaces, he was getting everything that is possible to make the life more comfortable. But on his way out sometimes, he had a strange experience. These are 4 experiences which changed his thinking completely. The first thing he saw was an old man. He was on a visit out of his palace with his charioteer, and on the way he found an old man. He asked his charioteer, "Who is this man? Why he is looking like this?" And the reply of the charioteer was that he is an old man. And everybody is going to be old one day, including you and me. Then this boy, Siddhartha, realized that there is an inherent decay in life. Everybody has to become old. Everybody has to pass through these old days. Then the second thing he saw was a sick and an ailing man. He's a very sick man. He was crossing the road. Gautam or Siddhartha asked his charioteer, "Who is this sick man is?" Then the charioteer told him about the sufferings of the sick man. And he said, every man, every human being is subject to this kind of sickness at one point of time in his life. That made him to think about the suffering which was inherent. Then the third thing he witnessed was the sight of a dead person, dead man, a corpse. This made him to think. He again asked the charioteer, why somebody is lying like this? And the answer was, this man is dead. And he explained that everybody has to die one day. This made this boy to think about the trances of human life and the need for liberation. Since it was a stage, everybody has to pass through it, everybody has to die. Siddhartha Gautam thought that human life is bound to experience this. That is why human life has to be liberated. But how? The fourth step Gautam witnessed was the sight of a monk, an ascetic, and he found him meditating. Then he asked his charioteer who this man is. He was explained that he is a monk. He is an ascetic. He is meditating because he has no worldly comfort. There is nothing which can keep him bounded by. It reminded Gautam the possibilities of a spiritual life beyond the boundaries of own materialistic world, which has a lot of comfort, which has a lot of pleasure, which has a lot of things to do, but the ascetic is not bothered about it because he has renounced all his worldly pleasures. After realizing this, Siddhartha Gautam thought about it. One day, when everybody was sleeping, he left his palace, his wife, and the boy, his child, Rahul, in the dead hours of the night, left the palace and went with his charioteer to some deep forest, never to return again. He left his son and his wife, came to the deep forest. He crossed a stream and handed all his belongings, expensive clothes, jewelries, whatever he had at that point of time, to the charioteer and walked to a nearby mango grove, which was known as Onupia. And he stayed in this mango grove, near the mango grove, for almost a week, and then decided that he has to go to Rajgriha, which is in Magadha. And there he wanted to go and meditate or to take some teachings from some monks there. And Magadha at that time was ruled by an illustrious ruler whose name was Bimbisar. When Bimbisar came to know about it, he persuaded Gautam not to leave the world, not to become an ascetic, but return back to his princely place, which Gautam refused. But however, he said, I am going out in search of something, and the day I will get that something, I will come back to your kingdom, Magadha, and I will be staying here for a longer period. Saying this, he started his journey till we come to know that he got enlightenment under a Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya. He could know about what is going to happen. He could get the knowledge, the wisdom while meditating under a Bodhi tree. And he preached his first sermon, first teaching in a place called Sarnath. Now, before we proceed for the next segment of this lecture, it is necessary for us to know what was the political and social condition of India during that time. And only when we learn about that, we can correlate how Buddhism came to all parts of India first, then to all parts of the world next. So, till then, thank you and goodbye.